Hello friends, welcome to Code Hub and today let us solve the LeetCode daily challenge. The question is construct target array with multiple sums. The question states that you are given an array target of n integers from a starting array consisting of n ones. You may perform the following procedure. Let x be the sum of all the elements currently in your array. Then we should choose one index I and set the value of the array at index I to x, where x is the sum of all the elements in the array. And then we will repeat this process and we have to check whether we can reach the target array that they have given. If we can reach the target array, we should return true, else we must return false. What we are actually doing is we can take this first example. There are the length of the array is 3, so we will be initially having the array of length 3 where initially every element in the array is 1 and the total sum of the array is 3, and we will choose a particular index. Let's say we choose first index. We choose this first index, zero based indexing. We choose the first index and we will change its element to 3, and now the total sum of the array is 5, and now we will choose the index 2 and we will change it to 5, and next we find the total sum of the array. It is 9, and we will change the index 0, and you can see that we have reached the target array. This is nothing but the target array. If we can reach this target array, then we have to return true, else return false. We can also do it in reverse fashion. From 935 target array, we can see whether we can reach the array which is having all ones. Let us see see in that fashion. In this 9, 3 and 5, we will choose this 9 and we will make this. As you can see this, for every array, the total sum of the previous array is the maximum element of the current array, right? For this particular array, the maximum element is 9, and 9 is nothing but the sum of elements in the previous array. And in this array, the maximum element is 5, and in this 5, the 5 is the sum of the total elements in the previous array. And in this array, the maximum element is 3, and 3 is nothing but the sum of the elements in the previous array. So what we are doing is we are taking the maximum element and then we are making it as 1. If we cannot make that maximum element as 1, obviously we have to we are return false. That's the problem. So if we make if we take this index 0, if we take 0 index, and if we take 9 and we have to put 1, so that the total sum of the array is 9 now, and we have to make next array sum of the elements should be 5, so 1 3, and if we have to change this 5, what is the element that we have to put here? The total such that the total sum of the array is 5. You can see that 3 plus 1 4 is already done, so we have to put 1, so here the total sum is 5. And you can see that next element, next array, the total sum will be 3, and to do so we have to put some element in this position such that it becomes, the total sum becomes 3, so we can put 1 here so that it becomes 3. As you can see that even in reverse order we can achieve this, and if we can do so, we can say it, we can return true, so that we can construct array with the multiple sums. So what we have done here is, first we will be choosing the step 1, we will be choose the maximum element in the array. And how we can say this as 1. How we are going to say this element which we are putting is as 1? That how we can say is we have the maximum element 9. Consider maximum element as 9. We have the maximum element 9, and we have to find this element which is we are going to put in this in our array. We know the sum of other elements are the total sum minus the maximum element. Total sum minus max element gives us the total sum of this left out array. So total sum is 9 plus 3 plus 5, which is 17. 17 minus 9, which is 8. So the total sum of the left out array without the maximum element is 8. So in the next array, what will be our this position element we can find by saying as the maximum element minus this current element, current sum. If we say it as current sum, the left element is not, we can say the remaining element to be maximum element minus our current sum. So this is our remaining element, where maximum element is 9. 9 minus the current sum is 8. So we get this one. So we will proceed this process for again. So this is what we are doing in step 2, right? This is what we are doing in step 2. And again we will find the maximum element 5. So total sum of the array is nothing but 9. 9 minus the maximum element is 5. 9 minus 5, which is 4. And we have 4 as the current sum, and we can find the remaining element. Remaining element is nothing but the maximum element. Maximum element here is 5, and the current sum is 4. 5 minus 4, which is 1. So in this position we have put 1. We will repeat this process and we will see whether we can reach every element to be 1. It is that simple, but how we can get the maximum element for every instance of time? We can use a max heap for that, which is going to sort the array and give the maximum element each and every time. So we can just code the approach. We are in need of a priority queue. This is a max heap. And we should have a sum variable, long sum, to be 0, and we will iterate through each element in our target array, and we will calculate the sum of the array, and as well as we will put each elements max heap dot push of x. We will push each element of into our max heap. So now we have done something. Now what we are doing, if we find the 1 in our max heap, then we can return true, right? If we cannot find the element in our max heap as 1, then we can do some process. So we will have our condition to be max heap. The top element of max heap is not 1. We will do something inside our while loop. When we exit from this while loop, we will return true. So now what are the conditions we are going to take and what we are going to do? Let's see. We can get the maximum element first, which is pq.top, and we will remove the maximum element from our priority queue. Then what we are doing is we are finding the current sum. We will find the int cur sum is nothing but the total sum minus our maximum element. Total sum is having in our sum variable, total sum minus our maximum element. Then our remaining element is nothing but the maximum element minus our current sum. remaining element is nothing but maximum element minus our current sum, and we should put the remaining element to our priority queue so that it will be repeating, the process will be repeating. So we will push our remaining element. Here for each and every time we will calculate our sum, right? So the sum will be reduced with this maximum element and finally the sum will be incremented with this remaining element. Since we are updating this sum variable itself, we can eliminate this current sum and we can put this current sum as the sum variable itself. In between this, we have to take some conditions into account. What if our let's say what if our sum is 0? If our sum is 0, then we can return false. Return false. And there is another some condition that what if sum is greater than the maximum element now. If sum is greater than or equal to the maximum element, then it is not possible, right? We will get a negative answer. So if sum is greater than or equal to our maximum element, we can also return false. What if now the remaining element is 0? If my remaining element is 0 and my sum is not 1, then also I can say return false. And these are the conditions that we have to take into account so that we can it is not becoming it is not, so that it will reach our target array. Now we will just run the code and see. Oh, PQ is nothing but the priority queue. I have named it as max heap. I will change it to max heap. Now we will just run the code. It got accepted.